Hey, how's it going, everyone? GC Performance here, back with another video. Today we're looking at current market value for bikes and why they warrant these prices. And I want to talk about this because of the fact that I get this question a lot. Why are bike prices so high? And I kind of feel like that just people have just forgotten what bike prices were just because this whole pandemic and maybe there's new customers to the sport. And but yeah, I mean, this has been an ongoing thing for a long time. That's why I'm doing this video. I'm going to start around the year of like 2012 and kind of show you guys where prices were, what they used to sell for back in the day, and kind of talk about what these other companies have done. I'm going to use Specialized as a reference just because of the fact that I know them and I sold them, but this can be applied to any kind of brand out there, Specialized, Trek, Cannondale. I see a lot of comments saying Canyon's the way to go. They're the ones giving you the best bang for the buck. I mean, obviously, with time, these companies like that go direct to consumers will be able to watch the trends, see what consumers like, correct themselves, and make better values. But these bike prices have been around for a long time, a really long time, of absurd numbers, and I want to show you guys that today. So, so hopefully you guys will enjoy this video. I made this little chart to show year 2012, 2021. We're talking about, of course, bicycles. There's a red line to show the urgency of how fast it's going with an arrowhead. There's a guy here going out of his mind, and we have a starting price of $7,000, and sometimes bikes can go all the way up to $18,000, which is crazy. And the reason for this is because Specialized raised their price for the new Tarmac SL7 Dura-Ace to $14,000. We saw a couple price increases last year from the Tarmac SL7, which started at $12,000. If you guys did not know, for the 2021 Specialized Tarmac S-Works SL7, with the old Shimano Dura-Ace, it was $12,000. Then I got a price hike to $12,300. Then I got a price hike again to $13,000. Granted, there was a global pandemic going on with crazy cost increase in shipping, ports, containers, cost of labor, protection, cost of wood went up, gas, everything. So there are price hikes expected to go up everywhere. I mean, it's not just the bicycle industry. Think about housing market. Think about everything you want to buy, cars. A lot of stuff went up in prices. So it's understandable to get upset about these prices. But I want to kind of just go over the whole situation. So we're going to go back to 2012. Specialized S-Works Venge frame set. They just released this bike. They made it in two different colors. Carbon Flow Red, which my father had, and the Project Black. This is actually my first S-Works bicycle I ever owned, which was the S-Works Venge, right here, which I'll show you the picture of. This was my personal Cavendish frame that I bought. And do you guys know what the price of this frame set was? It was $4,000 in 2012 retail. Bring back to current day of 2022 or 2021, a frame set now is $5,500. So yes, a price hike of $1,500, but there's a lot more technology goes into it. You can see we have the cables still running here. This was a mechanical group set. It was a rim brake version, but a beautiful frame set. I had the Zip 404s. I took out the decals. I had green Vittoria tires on there, old school Dura-Ace. This bike was hot. Green plugs, green cat eye. That was my baby back then. But yes, so that frame set alone was $4,000. I think the frame set without the limited edition version was $3,500. So think about in relevant to 2012 for $4,000, and then you just go 10 years and it goes up by $1,500. It's a lot, yes, but you have to think in relative of margin increase and price increase from we'll talk about gas prices or cost of lumber. I mean, that's an extreme one because of the fact that it just got crazy. But anything, coffee, fast food burgers, nothing in 2012 that you bought in today's current time will be the same price. Everything will have a price hike increase. Obviously, this is a big number of value because it's a high ticket price value item, but everything kind of have a similar price margin. So we have the Specialized S-Works Venge frame set. This thing was $3,500. This bike right here, this was a complete bike, same year, 2012, the Project Black color. I believe this bike was $8,800. Now you guys are saying, yeah, GC Performance, an S-Works frame set bike, you're getting for $8,800. Think about today's S-Works current value market is $14,000, $13,000. But you have to take in consideration, this bike, as you see right here, literally, let's see if actually I can do this. As you see right here, it is a carbon wheel with an aluminum track. You have a mechanical group set on here. You have exposed cables showing. You have a Roman Evo saddle with alloy rails. You have a carbon fiber round bar and then a basic S-Work comp stem. That's really just a rebranding of a comp stem. It's nothing crazy. It's still pretty heavy stuff. 10-speed Grupo, which again, you can sit here and say the rim brakes were the way to go, all this blah, blah, but nothing really crazy there to warrant that $8,800 price tag. I'm sure you guys will like to see that price point again for S-Works bikes, but think about where the industry is now. We have completely integrated cables and housings now, where nothing is showing. We have hydraulic disc brakes, which people are saying are less performance, but for a consumer standpoint, when I rode my first like performance bike back in the day for, whatever it was, and I came from Florida and I rode with my carbon fiber rims in California bombing down hills, because of the fact that carbon braking surfaces were so new, the first thing I said to myself was I had cork brake pads. I was going down hills that I shouldn't have been on being from Florida. The first thing I said when I got down with that hill and went down on the descent was, I wish I had better stopping power. Now, I wasn't a pro level rider at the time, nor are a lot of other people, but obviously pros that ride the stuff, that they'll be able to get used to that, use it to their advantage, and know how to take turns better. But as a general consumer, this making strides with hydraulic disc brakes for consumers, giving them better stopping power, have complete integrated cables to look nicer, because people are complaining that they want their bikes to look nicer when they pay this kind of money. Fully electronic group sets on here. Carbon everything from seats to aero handlebars to everything. The carbon wheels, I mean, all these wheels are carbon as well, whereas this was not. So just think about that reference. Also, oh god, this is so nostalgic to me. This is one of my favorite colors. This was an S-Works Tarmac SL4, same year as this was, a 2012. But this bike was actually $7,700. But again, this was an S-Works level bike, but you got a full aluminum wheel set, and you got a 10-speed S-Works Dura-Ace. But if you wanted this same bike with a Di2 version, so get this. This was $7,700, which I think I have right here. Yeah, it's right here. $7,700. 2012 Specialized S-Works Tarmac SL4 Red. That's fine, right? Specialized S-Works Venge, $8,800. Same model year. You want to see what the Di2 version of this was? So you guys are like, yeah, mechanical. Di2 was very new at this time. Not a lot of bicycle retailers were doing this on a full bike. You go to $11,000 in 2012. That is only $1,000 away from a 2021. So prices weren't that crazy of what they used to be back in the day. This was an exposed battery right here. That battery was massive. Nothing was hidden. Massive cables. Junction box, I think, was hidden right there. Or right where this area was there. Still, only 10-speed Grupos, which, not bad. Rim brakes. You still have aluminum braking surfaces with carbon tracks. I mean, it wasn't that crazy, and they still wanted $11,000 price point. Now, this next bike, $18,000 in 2012. This was a limited edition run, and you did get 2 sets of wheels with this bike. That's the reason why it was kind of expensive. But this was their Specialized S-Works McLaren Venge in 2012. $18,000. People were still complaining about this, but I just feel like that people need to realize that this was 9 years ago, and they're asking for this much money. Now they're asking, you get so much more technology. You get electronic shifting that pairs with your phone, with Bluetooth, where you can see what kind of gear you're in, or change the ratio how you want to shift. You get power meters with your bikes now that will display power of what you're reading. And just, I know you might say it's useless information, but you're getting so much more with your bicycle. This bike was $18,000 back in the day. It was 12R carbon. They teamed up with McLaren to make it. This was the same bike that Cavendish was using in the Tour de France when he was winning so many stages. You got a pair of Zip 404 clinchers, and you also got a pair of Zip 404 tubular wheels as well for race tires. But you had Dura-Ace Di2. The battery was underneath the crank right there. Still an exposed battery. But that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm trying to get at. Is that these prices are crazy. Yes, $14,000. I will sit here all day and say this is a lot of money for a bike. But in comparison to what they were asking for back in the day, this is expected. I don't know where people are saying like yes, they raised their price from last year from $13,000 to $14,000, which a lot of people did for the new Dura-Ace stuff. A lot of these companies that are releasing new bikes with the new Dura-Ace on there went up a little bit because Dura-Ace is a higher price tag. But we're in the middle of a global pandemic, or everyone's in the middle of a global pandemic. Prices of stuff went up. Shipping, labor, ports, containers. I'm not seeing it firsthand because I'm not working on the shipping or reports of that, but we hear that everywhere. Everything's out of stock. So $14,000 is a hell of a lot of money, but it's not crazy to think that this was just like out of the blue, like they just came up with this number out of nowhere. This is all kind of stuff that's been around. Go to 2013, $8,250 for the Venge. They were able to bring down the price of it with new carbon wheels and stuff like that. But we go to, they released a bike for $14,000 with super record EPS with that massive battery there. And people bought that bike with not a lot of complaint. So, I don't know. It's 2012, $9,200. Again, this was mechanical stuff. Well, aluminum braking surfaces. Look at these bikes now to date. They went from, this was 2012, then we went to 2016, which was like the big price hike. The Venge Vise, this frame set was $4,000, and you're getting, this bike was developed in a wind tunnel. Fully internal cables, is the first we ever seen it on. It's crazy. I had this bike. This bike was sick. But this bike was $12,500, I think, when it first released, or maybe $13,000. And people were saying this bike is crazy amount of money out of its mind, but still sold. But it came with a power meter, full carbon fiber wheels, fully integrated cables and housing, which was the first they ever seen for rim brakes. So it's not like this is new to people. And this was $13,000 in 2016. So that's what I'm just trying to get at. We all know it's very expensive. And then now, the current year, 2020, S-Works Venge, $12,500. Still could stay the same. You have power meters for your, you have 11 speed in the rear, 2 in the front, power meters to give you data, disc brakes for consumers, fully integrated stuff. You could say that the price of their materials is nothing. Yes, but they're the company that's been putting this forward. They were working towards this. I know that you could say that the material is cheap to make, but they're the ones who own the factories and the materials, and they put in these big orders to get those kind of prices. So keep that in mind. But I just want to kind of make this video. It's not going to change the price in any way. It's probably not going to change your mind anyway. But for any of you who are new to the sport that picked up during the pandemic, just kind of bring you back a history lesson of why bike prices were so much money, or are so much money, and maybe it's not so much of a shock to me in the industry when I'm sitting there saying this bike's $13,000. It's not that much, because I'm used to seeing these prices from when I was in the industry from 2012. My first bike in 2012 was that Cavendish frame. Look at this one. I had this bike too back in the day. This is my brother's bike, actually. S-Works Venge with the orange color with the Mavic Cosmic, the SLR. These are carbon fiber bladed spokes, and then 10-speed Durius with a 1121 cassette. Money, bro. That bike was money. Beautiful. But yeah, so those prices were not crazy back then. Okay, never mind. Those prices were crazy back then, but that was the norm. And so $14,000 to this day and age is expensive, but people will always still pay for it, no matter what, because it's been around for such a long time. But that's going to do it for this video, guys. Hopefully you guys had fun with this talking experience. And let me know what you guys think down in the comment section. Am I an idiot? Do you guys hate me? Do you guys like the way I drink Coke? Yeah, let me know down in the comment section. Thank you guys so much. I'll see you guys in the next video.